Hey everyone, Jason here from Off the Beaten Path. Now this video is a little different. This is basically an intro or a highlights video of an upcoming trip that I did with Dan from Out There with Dan. So Dan's another local YouTuber that is local to the VIC High Country. We did a 3-day trip and it was amazing. What you're seeing here is some of the shots from the haunted stream track, which was just awesome. Now it's going to be a little while. I've got a heap of footage from trips to edit. Dan's going to have this up on his channel right now. If you're watching this on my channel, you can go and watch the first trip video from this trip on Dan's channel right now. There's a link to his channel down below. So as I said, this trip was awesome. 3 days. We did the haunted stream track, which is what you're still seeing here. One of the most picturesque scenic tracks I've driven anywhere. There's 50 odd of these little river crossings. Now at the time we drove it, which was late spring, late autumn, before winter, the water level was quite low. It has been higher. It is a track that does get seasonally closed as well, but each of these river crossings was just like a postcard. It was amazing. Now when you get to the end of haunted stream track, you reach Dawson City, which is the Wild West, as you can see from the bullet holes in the sign there. Cracking campground, nice level ground, great spots for campfires, and directly adjacent to the river, as you can see right here. So, of course, I will have full videos up on the channel in due course, but not for a while. So if you want to get a look at this trip before I'm going to have it on my channel, checking it out on Dan's channel is your opportunity. So Dan does a little bit of touring stuff, probably got some more of that content coming. He does really cool product reviews.
We are at the Mount Delusion Hut. Been probably 2 or 3 years since I was last here, and I didn't have a video camera with me then. It is one that's been secured from public access for a while now, and you can see the metal strapping there, trying to keep the structure intact. Floor's not in the most fantastic of conditions, so hopefully somebody takes it on themselves to have a crack at rebuilding this one. Fairly sort of moist environment here.
So as you just heard, that was the Mount Delusion Hut. It was certainly one of the less visited huts around, and great to see while it's still there. After that, we sort of took the backtracks through to the Cassilis Mine area. So this, what you're looking at here, this track was hugely overgrown. Apologies for the water on the GoPro there. You can see the headlights are on. It's not as late in the day as you think. It was about 3:30, I think, at the time this particular footage was being shot. Some light rain. You can see there, this hill's a bit clay. I think if it had been much wetter, it would have been a lot more interesting. But yeah, some super enclosed tracks, and then we came down the other side on
Powers track on the way to Cassilis Mine. Nice steep descent here.
You can see it's nice and rocky there. Grey dingo, making short work of that hill.
This is one of the main huts left in the Cassilis mining area, with what looks like the remnants of an old engine. Still at Cassilis, here's a little bit more of the mining equipment apparatus, and park the cars up next to this big pipe with gears on the end of it. Just to give you a little bit of a sense of scale as to how big this thing is. it's huge. Now, I'm going to guess here and say this was some kind of separation drum. Here we are at Native Dog Camp. This is where we found camp last night. Very grey. Sort of tried to rain through the night. Nothing really very heavy. Making a coffee. It's about 7 o'clock. Yeah, getting ready for today.
So yeah, we camped at Native Dog Campground there, and then headed off to do Limestone Creek track. Here's Dan coming down one of the steep hill sections of Limestone Creek track just now. You can see how much the vehicle's lifting up, coming up over those humps on the track. Quite a steep descent. As always, the camera never does it justice. It is marked as a extreme track, but look, in reasonable conditions. We did it in the rain, so, you know, light rain to be fair. Slow and steady, don't drive too fast, control your vehicle, and you'll be fine. From there we headed on the McCarthy track and then down Buckwalton track, which is where this is. A couple of bog holes along here, so this was an awesome trip. Like, these are just a few highlights that I'm showing you here, and as I said, Dan will have a couple of videos up before I will.
Alright, we've come to Gibbo. I brought Dan here for his first time, and look what we got. We got fog, we got rain, and we're giving up. This is why we're giving up. Since I was last here, the B line looks like the A line used to. The A line looks like a bomb's going off, and the rain's getting heavier and heavier. So we're going to get off here before we have more serious issues. Yeah, she's pretty foggy, and this rain's just started and it's getting heavier and heavier. So yeah, sometimes discretion is the better part of valor.
So yeah, we headed down off Gibbo over Pinnibar. That'll all be in the full videos that I publish later on. We came down Shady Creek Upper, and look at this. I'd never driven this track, and this is what happens when you drive tracks that you've never driven before, and the first time you drive them is in the rain. This is just a clay slide, basically. There wasn't really an opportunity.
I just drove the ruts, mate. I couldn't make it stay out of them.
You know, as you just heard there, driving the ruts in these conditions is really the only option. The vehicles both were just moving. I use
that term, drove loosely.
All over the place. You can see the clay, the tyres are picking up there. Just really slow and steady was the order of the day here. And as you can see, he's sliding down there as much as he is driving, but good control. And look, from here we made our way across to Cassilis Hut.
From Chef Dan, worth the wait. How good does that look? We're going to tuck in. I'll tell you about it later. So this is coffee for serious coffee drinkers. Dan is making this in front of me every morning, and he's slowly trying, I think, to convert me to getting an AeroPress.
Life's too short for instant coffee.
There you go.
That's my motto.
There's a quote from Dan. Life is too short for instant coffee. I like it.
So guys, thanks for watching. As I said, if you want to enjoy this trip before I get a chance to post my full trip videos, get over to Dan's channel, check it out, link down below. Thanks guys for watching.